inside the Niger Delta.
Well, it looks like not only Niger Deltans were dissatisfied with the AKUGHA committee's approach to investigating the NDDC. Even the presidency now believes that all is not right at NDDC and may not wait to rely on the investigative report of the AKUGHA committee on the NDDC, as the president has ordered a forensic audit of the accounts of the commission from inception till date. President Buhari made the revelation while meeting with governors of the Niger Delta states led by the Bayelsa State Governor, Honorable Henry Seriake Dixon, at the presidential villa in Abuja.
We have asked for a forensic audit of what has been happening, because the amount of money which the federal government is religiously allocating to NDDC, we would like to see the results on the ground. And those that are responsible for that, I think, will eventually be asked to explain certain issues.
The latest move by the presidency to sanitize the NDDC has received commendation from several groups in the Niger Delta, including the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF. In a communique released to the media last Saturday, PANDEF welcomed the order for a forensic audit of the NDDC accounts by President Buhari. PANDEF, however, demanded that the names of beneficiaries of the Commission's contracts over the period of 2001 to 2019 be made public. A majority of Niger Delta activists believe that the publication of contract beneficiaries from the NDDC will be tantamount to opening a Pandora's box that will reveal not only the very corrupt nature of our political class, but also show their insensitivity to the plight of the Niger Delta people. From us here at Inside the Niger Delta, we urge President Muhammadu Buhari not to be distracted and not to relent from the onerous task of ridding the NDDC of corruption and corrupt practices that have made it ineffective in the discharge of its statutory role of providing development for the Niger Delta region.
Inside the Niger Delta.
For most Niger Deltans, it will take government's political will to address the myriad of problems faced by the NDDC and reposition the Commission to deliver on its mandate to promote lasting peace and sustainable development in the Niger Delta. This report, correspondent Ekena Amefori, examines factors responsible for the lackluster performance of the NDDC with regards to efficient project management, as well as options available for effective service delivery to the beleaguered Niger Delta communities.
Following a report from the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation accusing the NDDC of engaging in a contract scam worth over 61 billion naira, the House of Representatives recently summoned the Commission's top officials to give account of their stewardship to communities in the Niger Delta. To a large extent, some startling revelations made during the recent investigative hearing corroborate issues raised in the Auditor General's report. It was discovered, for instance, that of the 9,820 projects awarded by the Commission, only 4,288 have been completed. According to figures presented by NDDC officials, no fewer than 30 projects worth trillions of naira have been terminated, while 2,645 others remain stalled till date. So far, about 342 non-performing projects have been taken over by state governments. The state of poor service delivery by the NDDC is in spite of the staggering 2.8 trillion naira it received as statutory allocations between 2008 and 2018.
This is just an institution where the leadership of the minorities from the Niger Delta, where they dump the loot for them to share. It's not for the general interest of Niger Delta. If not so, Nigeria as a nation is sponsoring a lot of funds into Niger Delta that could have at least developed some part of this. But it is not. The projects they bring up are white elephant projects.
In the 2020 fiscal year, the sum of 81 billion naira is allocated to the NDDC to fund projects that will be supervised by the incoming board. The emerging board has been advised to enthrone sanity in the system by bringing all existing projects to a logical conclusion before awarding new contracts in the region.
Everybody that comes with their own emergency jobs. I don't see why you are awarding emergency jobs when the budgeted jobs that you are awarded have not fully been paid for. should those jobs not be what you should return as emergency jobs to see that those things are done?
For me, I don't even let the board, let them whatever they are doing, let them wait a bit. Let this young lady that is in an acting capacity be allowed to stay and settle some of these contractors first. Let them check the real. They can't be owing 6 years in arrears, and they're giving the company this into briefcase companies, and they're paying them. Then what do you want other people to feel? Are they slaves?
Over the years, the performance index of the NDDC has been anything but desirable for most Niger Deltans, following several messy deals going on in the commission. Only recently, the NDDC was enmeshed in scandals relating to underground recruitment of 300 staff and the illegal award of water hyacinth contract amounting to 1.9 billion naira. The recent turn of events in the NDDC seriously threatens its capacity to intervene in the decades-long crisis of development bedeviling the Niger Delta. In August 2004, the Commission unveiled the Niger Delta Regional Development Master Plan to facilitate sustainable development in the region. It was an ambitious plan to industrialize the region and create about 800,000 jobs in 4 years. Sadly, however, the implementation of the Regional Development Master Plan has been far below the people's expectations.
You need to have an agency that is beyond politics, an agency that does not have a politician at the helm. If you carry a card-carrying member of the APC or PDP into the NDDC, they will end up doing, servicing political godfathers. And so the best way for you to have a commission that will work for the people of this region is to have somebody apolitical.
So far, the NDDC has been a failed project in the Niger Delta due to several factors including poor management, greed and corruption. The Commission's inability to deliver on its mandate is also attributable to political interference by successive governments. Obviously, there's an urgent need to bring to an end the era of business as usual in the NDDC and reposition the Commission in a better stead that allows it focus on the issues that led to its establishment as an interventionist agency.
Inside the Niger Delta.